everyone, it's Juhi, and today I'm going to show you how to easily mass produce cards, a bunch of cards using the Stampoholic Nano Stamping Tool. This is the Stampoholic Nano Stamping Tool. As you can see, it's a pretty compact tool. The stamping area inside, which is this area where you can place your card and stamp, is 4 and 3/4 inches by 6 inches. This size is ideal for A2 size cards or stamping on A2 size cards or smaller cards. As it is really compact, it can easily fit onto your craft table and you don't have to stow it away in a drawer or some other place. And it's always within handy reach. So my tool just stays on my table and I use it for almost all my stamping. I love the sturdy construction of the tool. As you can see, it's got a really nice finish. The hinges are really sturdy and all these etchings are pretty nice, and as they're outside on this surface, when I put my stamps here, it can get dirty and I can easily use a stamp cleaner to wipe off the ink, and I won't have to be concerned that the markings would get removed. And it comes with two thin, very strong magnets, and you have to be careful and store them far apart because once they stick together they can chip and break, and they can even hurt your fingers. And it also comes with this foam sheet, which if you remove, this is what you get. This is what you see, which you can see the markings with the brand name die cuts and more over it. And once you remove this, you can use the tool for stamping with foam mounted or unmounted rubber stamps. I think the biggest advantage of the Stampoholic stamping tool is that it allows me to make a bunch of similar cards, same where the stamps are placed in the same position, in a very short time. It makes them really easy to make. You don't have to worry about stamp placements, and you don't have to waste time with stamp placements from one card to the other, and you can easily vary colors and get variations of the same design in a very short time. And it also makes stamping with solid stamps very easy, and because I never tend to get the perfect crisp stamped image when I'm working with solid stamps, but this tool makes it really easy to make professional looking cards. And I'll just show you how I did it. So today I'll be showing you how to make a set of Christmas cards, and this is the card that we're going to make, and I'm going to stamp it in different colors. And see, this is another color combination, although I don't like it too much. We'll try different colors and I'll show you how easy it is to stamp with the nano tool and make these cards in a very short period of time. So what I'll first tell you what products I've used to make this card. So the stamps set is called Christmas Graphic and it's from Simon Says Stamp. It's from last year's 2015 Stampember release by Simon Says Stamp, and it's one of my favorite Christmas stamp sets because it's not too Christmassy. I love the possibilities with this set. For this border, I'm using a Gina Marie die, which is this one, and I've already cut out my border. So I want to make a set of 5 cards, and I'll be using various color combinations. So I'll be keeping the stamp positions the same, and I'll be varying the color combinations that I've used. So I'm using inks from Simon Says Stamp, Altenew and Ranger, and we'll try out different color combinations. So I'm thinking of red, green, teal, orange and purples and grays. So let's see how it turns out. As you can see in this card, it has a shimmer dotted background which I've created with this stencil from CC Designs and a shimmer spray by Lindy Stamp Gang. So let's get started on making these cards. To prepare my cardstock base with this snow pattern, I place my folded cardstock base on a piece of kitchen paper towels, because I'll be spraying on I'll be using a shimmer spray, and if I don't use some absorbent material below the cardstock, my this cardstock content can spoil from the back. So to keep it clean, I just keep it on an absorbent piece of paper which will absorb all the excess spray, and then I place the stencil on top. And I'm also ready with another piece of kitchen paper towel to absorb all the ink from the top of this stencil once I'm done spraying. I could also absorb the excess ink with another piece of cardstock, which is what I have done for on this card. But see, so I get an inverse pattern of the stencil. So the dots here don't have the shimmer spray, and this area has it. But I'm not really happy with the look. It looks kind of dirty, muddy, so I'm not going to do it for this. I'm just going to wipe off the excess ink and move on to my next card. So I keep it here, I give it a nice shake, and I spray. So it doesn't have to be perfect, because we anyway want it to be look natural, and I just absorb everything with my paper towel and I remove, and this is what I get. So I'll do it for the rest of my pieces of cardstock, and see the back is completely clean, and I'll be back after finishing it for the rest of the cards, and place it onto the tool. So as you can see, it fits perfectly, and I attach I put the magnets, and I want to stamp this solid stamp this thing first. So let me start with the red one, which is this velvet ultra new crisp die that I'll be using for this part. So I take out the stamp, make sure that your stamps are completely clean. I've cleaned it with the stamp cleaner, because if you're changing colors, you might have some cross contamination of colors, and that doesn't look really nice. So I want to place it approximately over here, and place it, and then just close the lid. This will make the stamp stick onto the side of the tool. And as my card is also moving, I'm just perfectly aligning it to the edge of this tool, because even if it if it's perfectly aligned, even if it moves and it gets removed from here, I'll know exactly where to place the card to get the same to stamp at the same position. So now after putting this, so as you can see, it's a solid stamp, and you might not get a perfect impression after stamping once. So the nano will help me stamp at the same place multiple times until I get the perfect impression and I'm satisfied with the result. So you can see that it's got a lot of blotches, white spots. So I'll just add more ink. And stamp again. So it's much better, and see there's still few white spots here, so I just add ink there. So there you go, I get my perfect impression. So leaving this in place over here, I will just remove this one and bring my next card. But I don't want to stamp it with red again, so I will use my stamp cleaning cloth and I will wipe it. And just to make sure that I don't get any bad dirty impressions, I will take a piece of white copy paper, place it here and stamp away so that it cleans off all the ink. So I don't think there is any residual ink on this one, and I can safely change the colors now. And this I want to make it recede a little bit in the background, so I'm going to move it up and there will be a slight overlap. So let's see, what color can we pair with the orange? So I will try this Malibu teal blue color and pair it with this orange. Let's see how it looks. Oops, no worries. We can place it exactly where we want it. Okay. Okay, so I'm not sure if this is completely clean, so I will just stamp it on a piece of white scrap paper and see if it's clean. Yeah, looks okay. It looks really light. Let's try a couple of times, and if we don't get the desired results, we will move on to a darker color from the same family. Well, I think it's nice. It's nice and transparent, so it kind of recedes in the background. It's a cooler color, and this is a warmer color, so this does recede in the background and the background shows through. I think I like it. I'll stick with it. I'm going to stamp these trees inside. So as you can see, the stamping tool, the Nano, makes it extremely easy to place the stamps at the correct position. And I don't have to do the two trees separately, I can just do them in one shot. So I want to stamp this tree, the tree over here in red and the tree over here in gray. Okay, so now the stamping of the trees is done and I want to stamp the sentiment, and this is when I find my nano extremely handy for stamping sentiments. And it's since it's a bunch of cards, it will be even more easier to get stamped the same sentiment at the same place in all the cards. Even if it's not a bunch of cards, I find aligning my sentiments very effective through this tool. So I want to stamp, sorry about that, have a very Merry Christmas. So first I'll stamp the Christmas. So I'll just uh, turn this lid over and see that if it's my sentiment is in the center. So I can see there are two squares here, but there are more than three over here. So I'll slightly shift it towards this side, and now and a little more, and it seems to be perfect. So now I stick the sentiment on. So I want to take this shade, the lighter shade, and the one which is used less, and stamp the sentiment with that. So for this is the green. And it's not perfect, which is not a problem. I can just stamp it as many times as I want and get the perfect impression. The other line of the sentiment, which is have a very merry. So without removing this, because I want to use this Christmas as a guide, I just place this one over it. Okay, so now all my stamping is done, and there you can see all the 5 cards, and I could do it super quickly. Now I could either leave it at this, or maybe add a few sequins, or maybe add these borders, and my card is finished. So I hope you realize how easy and fun it was to make these cards, and we could do it well within 10 minutes, and it's awesome. And it's this, I just showed 5. You could do any number, and it won't, the time will not increase so much. So I will add a few finishing touches to the cards, and I will show you in just a bit. So here is how I finished the card. So I didn't add any color to the borders. I think it looks prettier this way. And I added some sequins in similar shades. And my set of cards is ready.